食佢唔得啊，或者唔打死佢唔得咧，係咪一定咁咧？即係其實如果我哋咁樣打死人係，其實真係好唔公平咯，呢樣真係不善法，傷害咗其他眾生啦。咁傷害咗眾生咧，如果我哋喺無明或者邪見嘅指揮下咧，我哋就會覺得冇所謂。但係我哋係明有正見嘅，我哋知道係會有報應嘅。咁我哋咧佛陀咧慈悲講俾我聽咧，就係話為咗你自己好，唔係為咗眾生好，你都唔好殺生。因為個報應喺你自己身上面啦，所以就唔好殺啦。咁所以咧就同埋咧呢個果報咧，即係每一個果報咧，當佢成熟嘅時候咧，係上帝啊、神啊、佛陀都幫你唔到嘅。呢個就係因為咧，呢個係自然規律嚟嘅。當因緣成熟嘅時候咧，自然個果報就發生。嗰陣時真係求神拜佛都冇用。
Well, I'd like you to read this book actually. It is the application of Abhidhamma knowledge in daily life. So it is easy to read and it will help you to remember what you learned in Abhidhamma, to remember those that you have forgotten. So here in chapter 7, I write about karma and the right view. So I say, karma, the secret powerful property of the mind. How do karma arise? Where are they stored up? How do potential karmas bear results? Karma rationally explains the phenomena of life, dying, the most important time, and how these karmas bear results, and how you can control your fate and destiny by understanding this karma. So you should read to know about the karma. My writing is very precise and very short, very clear actually. Okay.
Which page?
The content is page 5.
Oh, okay.
Page 5, chapter 7. Karma and the right view.
Karma and the right view.
Page 5.
Page 5.
Yes. Just below the middle.
Okay. 咁教授咧就介紹咧，如果即係識睇英文嘅咧，就睇下呢本書啦。咁呢本書入邊咧就講咧，佢話咧就係所有關於業嘅秘密咧係乜嘢嚟嘅咧？業係點樣生起咧？佢哋儲存喺邊度咧？咁佢哋嘅潛能咧，點樣呢啲潛能咧、潛質咧去即係會有結果咧？咁同埋咧點樣用呢個業咧去解釋我哋生命中嘅種種現象等等嘅？咁所以如果大家有，因為本書就好薄，如果有興趣可以睇。
Now, you can understand now. We say dependent on ignorance of karma and result. So the people, they perform evil actions. So when they perform evil actions, they produce this rebirth-producing pollution and the karma properties in their mind. And also because people are ignorant of the Four Noble Truths that we teach yesterday. The Four Noble Truths, you don't forget about it yet. So now they like to become a rich person and a powerful person to enjoy great sensual pleasure. And they like to become special beings to enjoy great sensual pleasure. So this is the ignorance of the noble truth of suffering. So in the noble truth of suffering, we say all existence just the suffering. So when you don't know that, you like to enjoy this sensual pleasure, so you perform also the meritorious deeds. So because of ignorance, you perform both evil actions and the good actions. So when you perform this action, you develop both evil karmas and the good karmas. And that's why we say, dependent on ignorance, arise rebirth on the rebirth producing volitions and the karma, all karma formation. They are the same thing. These volitions are all the karma, and these karma they also are deposited in your mind.
咁咧我哋咧因為無明咧，咩叫無明咧？我哋琴日有講四聖體啦，就唔知道呢個苦集滅道呢四聖體啦。咁我哋咧就會去做好多業啦。咁例如我哋嘅欲界咧，我哋會追求名利啦、財富啦，咁感官嘅欲過啦。咁同時咧，我哋亦都會做善事嘅。所以喺呢一生咧，我哋會做一啲善業啦，同埋不善業嘅。
Number two, the second cause of relation, sankhara pacaya, vijnana. So if you translate directly, sankhara causes vijnana to arise. Vijnana. So this sankhara is the same as this one. So these karma formation that you perform in the past life. So arises dependent on this karma formations, arises rebirth consciousness in the present life. So we are born because a good karma bear result. So when the karma bear result, it will produce as resultant consciousness, one after another, throughout the whole life. So the first resultant consciousness, we call it rebirth consciousness. So this is produced by the karma. And actually this karma produce this rebirth consciousness as well as this life continuum. And also while you are alive in your life, it also produces the light eye consciousness, ear consciousness to see, to hear, etc. And also it produces this karma born materiality. Karma born materiality. So it produces both rebirth consciousness, associated mental factors, and then this karma born materiality. So when you get consciousness, mental factors, and the materiality, you get all five aggregates. Yesterday we described about the five aggregates of the clinging, grasping. So that five aggregates constitute a person, a living being. So that way this karma produces a living being. But in this discourse on dependent origination, the Buddha described one cause and one effect. And the effect becomes the cause and produces another effect. So he just said that because of ignorance, you perform both evil actions and moral actions in the past life. So you develop the volition, karma, and also karma properties. Now, when this karma property bears result, so it produces this resultant consciousness, the rebirth consciousness. And then in number three, continue again. So in number three, just one more. Okay, just to go.
咁樣咧就第二個咧，我哋咧就講咧就係源於行咧，即係頭先我哋講嘅業咧，同埋業嘅潛能咧，我哋咧就有意識生起嘅。咁呢個識咧就係我哋嘅結生生啊。咁頭先咧亦都有講啦，第9張圖咧，我哋有講咧就係話，當我哋結生之後咧，我哋咧就不停咁樣去有呢個熱生息啦、生生息啦、時時生息啦，咁我哋五蘊咧就會產生嘅，直至到死亡嘅。咁所以咧呢個源於行咧，識生起呢個識咧，就係呢個結生生嘅。咁喺呢個緣起法入邊咧，佛陀咧其實呢個十二因緣咧，佢係咧用一個單一嘅緣咧嚟講清楚呢啲定律嘅啦。就係一個因一個果，一個果咧就變成另外一個果嘅因啦。咁所以咧，你會見到咧係呢一樣嘢咧令到另外嘢產生，另外一樣嘢咧令到第三樣嘢產生嘅。所以呢個係呢個緣起法嘅方法。
So, don't go up very high. number one. So here we say avidya is the boss, sankhara is the employer. And now here sankhara becomes the boss, producing the vijnana. Vijnana we take as rebirth consciousness. Vijnana is the same as citta, it means consciousness. Now this vijnana becomes the boss again here, number 3. Vijnana pachaya nama rupa. So nama is mentality, rupa is materiality. So we say, depending on this rebirth consciousness arise a mental and physical phenomena. So or you can say just simply, mentality and materiality arises. So this mentality actually means the mental factors that associate with this rebirth consciousness. And this rupa means this the karma born materiality. So you get nama rupa. Okay.
咁咧，我哋頭先咧就講咧，由第一個開始咧，因為無明咧就有行生起啦，行就係我哋嘅業啦，即係我哋嘅思心所造成嘅具身業啦，同埋呢個將來嗰啲業嘅潛能啦。咁因為我哋嘅業咧，或者源於行咧，因為行咧，我哋嘅結身心生起，因為我哋結身心生起之後咧，我哋咧就會有跟住不停咁樣而嚟嘅明法同埋色法。咁呢個色法咧就係我哋嘅色身啦，明法就係我哋嘅心同埋心所。
Now, when you get the consciousness and the mental factors and also the karma born materiality, then we say nama rupa. This mentality materiality will give rise to or causes sanlayana to arise. Depending on that mentality, materiality, arise the 6 sense bases. So, in this sense basis, you can put in 6 internal bases. So, yesterday we described about the 12 bases, the 6 internal bases and the 6 external bases. So now, when you get all consciousness, mental factors, and the karma born materiality, you get the 6 internal bases. So what are the 6 internal bases? So we say among the kamaja rupa, the karma born materiality, there are 5 types of clear materiality in the eye, in the ear, the nose, and the tongue, and the body. We call Chakku Pasada, Soda Pasada, remember? Kana Pasada, Jiva Pasada, Kaya Pasada. So these are the 5. They are the 5 sense door. The 5 sense door. And when we say mentality, so that the nama rupa. So that where I read here, nama rupa padya sanlayana. So when you get that consciousness and mental factors, you also have this bhovinga citta. So this karma will produce this karma, the bhovinga. After rebirth consciousness, the karma keep on producing this, the life continuum we call bhovinga citta. And the bhovinga citta functions as the mind door. So we say the 6 internal bases actually represent the 6 sense doors. 5 sense door and the mind door. So you should understand that. When you get 6 internal bases, you have 6 sense door apart from you now.
咁咧，我哋講咧呢個緣與色咧，因為有呢個結身心咧，跟住咧有名色生起。咁呢個名色咧，呢個色咧就係業心色啦，即係我哋做嘅業咧，令到我哋生起嘅色啦。咁呢個色咧係有咩色咧？我哋琴日有學咧，呢個緣與名色咧就有6處生起嘅。呢個6處咧就係我哋琴日學過，呢個來處咧就係眼耳鼻舌身二門嘅嗰6門啦。咁呢個6門咧，其中有5門咧係色法嚟嘅，就係呢個5淨色啦。我哋眼淨色、鼻淨色、耳淨色、舌淨色、身淨色啦。咁呢個2門咧就係我哋嘅有份心嚟嘅，2門咧就係明法 法嚟嘅。咁所以咧呢個六門咧，呢個六內處咧，就係因為有名色生起，就會有呢個六內處生起嘅。
So we continue. Number 5, Sanlayana Pachaya Paso, dependent on the 6 internal bases. That is the 6 sense door. Arise contact. Passa is contact. So that contact is the contact between the sense base. The sense base is Chakupasada, like the eye, Chakupasada, and sense object and consciousness. So now, when we say you have the 6 sense door, the 6 sense object that always exists in the external world, they will come in contact. Like the visible object will come in contact with the eye. So when the visible object strikes the eye that means there is Chakupasada, the eye door is Chakupasada. So when it strikes at the eye door, it appears in the eye door. So you get Chakku Vijnana arises. Eye consciousness arises. So remember about the striking of the image. You don't forget there we say, when you is a mastic, this is the mascot, you strike there, the flame arises there. Where does that flame come from? From nowhere. Because of this striking there, the flame arises there. The same thing, eye consciousness. Eye consciousness do not exist anywhere. So when the visible object strikes the eye door, then the Chakupasada, eye consciousness arises. So as soon as eye consciousness arises, the 7 essential mental factors arise together. So the 7 essential mental factors are Phassa, Vedana. Phassa is the contact, Vedana is the feeling. So they arise with the eye consciousness. So that's why the Buddha said, when you get 6 internal bases, then Phassa will arise in these 6 bases, and the eye door, and the ear door, the nose door, the tongue door, the body, and the mind door. So contact will arise. You understand now?
咁咧第5咧係因為我哋有六內處啦，咁咧佢咧就具備咗因緣咧係俾觸生起嘅。觸咧就係咩觸咧？係我哋嘅六門咧係同出邊嘅色聲香味觸法呢個六境咧係接觸之後有咩就有觸咯。咁咧呢個觸咧，當我哋唔係淨係有觸，先有呢個六色生起先。我哋眼跟同呢個色出邊嘅色法相碰撞咧，就會有眼色生起。咁我哋耳根咧係同呢個聲咧聲音碰撞咧，就會有耳色生起。咁同每一個呢個意識咧相互生起嘅時候咧，我哋知道咧呢個心唔係意識唔會單獨生起嘅。咁咧就有一大紮心所一齊生起。咁呢一大紮當中咧，必定咧就有7個遍一切心所嘅。遍一切心所入邊有乜嘢咧？一定咧就係有觸同埋有受嘅。咁頭先咧教授咧有略略提過咧，就係話我哋嘅意識邊度嚟？咁佢舉咗個例子咧，就係話個火柴咧擺喺火柴盒入邊。咁咧嗰個火柴盒同埋個火柴咧，就好似我哋嘅眼根同埋嗰個色法一樣。咁佢哋當互相碰撞嘅時候咧，係冇火出嚟嘅。只有佢哋嗰個火柴拆咗火柴邊嗰啲輪咧物質咧相碰撞咧，有觸咧先至有色，先有火。咁經常啲人就即係最經典嘅問題就係啲火喺邊度嚟？其實火唔存在，因緣具足嗰陣時佢就存在。眼色當冇因緣出現嘅時候咧，冇所緣嘅時候咧，佢唔會出嚟。但係有因緣嘅時候，眼色就會生起，連帶埋咧佢相關嘅心所都會生起。
So we go to number 6, Phassa Pachaya Vedana. Phassa is the contact between the sense object and consciousness. The contact produces the feeling Vedana. So number 7, the Vedana Pachaya Tanha. So then you beautiful sense object comes in contact with the eyeball, eardrum, you get pleasant feeling. So as soon as you have pleasant feeling, the tatna, craving, the dependent on feeling, vedana, arises craving will arise. Okay.
咁咧頭先我哋講過咧，見一隻心所入邊咧有觸同埋有受嘅，所以因為咧同埋呢個六色一齊生起嘅咧就係觸同埋受啦。咁有受嘅時候咧，如果有樂受嘅時候咧，就會有貪愛生起嘅，即係有受嘅時候就有貪愛生起。
Now this tatna, this tatna. So this tanha will give rise to upadana. Upadana means grasping. Strong craving or strong attachment is called grasping. So when this craving grows in strength, so it becomes grasping. So when it becomes grasping, again it causes bhava. So upadana paccaya bhava. So this bhava, dependent on grasping, arises rebirth producing karma. So that we call karma bhava. So this bhava, we have to take two meanings now. One is karma bhava, which is rebirth producing karma. Rebirth producing karma, that means when you are born in a new life. So upadana paccaya bhava. So when the grasping, your craving becomes very strong. We say it becomes grasping. So when the grasping becomes very strong, then you perform new actions again. For example, you have been eating like Chinese noodles and like the McDonald's hamburger, etc. So when you keep on eating, so you get attached to it. So you become strongly attached to it. Then you want to eat it again and again. So when you want to eat it, you have to go to the Chinese shop or to McDonald's to eat it. But when you live in the country, like in the farm, where you can catch fish, and you also raise like the hens. So when you like to eat the chicken, the roasted chicken, so when you're craving, the grasping, the strong craving. It's very strong. Oh, I must eat the roasted chicken. I want to eat it. So you will kill the chicken and you roast it. So that means you perform evil actions again because of this grasping. And again, if you crave to become like the celestial being, your wish, your craving is very strong. How can I become the celestial being? Well, you have to perform meritorious deeds. You have to give alms to charity. Or you get to observe moral precepts, so you also perform moral actions again. So that means, because of this grasping and the craving and grasping, you perform new actions again. New actions, so that means when you perform new action, this karma bhava is the same as the sankhara. It is rebirth producing volition, the karma. And when this karma bears result, it will produce the rebirth process in the future existence, and that is we call upapati bhava. Okay.
咁咧就頭先我哋講咧，因為有貪愛咧，貪愛好強嘅時候咧，就有執取產生啦。因為有執取咧，我哋咧就會因為有執取咧，就會產生有啦。咁呢個有咧有兩重意思嘅。有咧第一個意思咧就係令生業啦，同頭先嗰個神卡羅係一樣嘅，佢係有令生業嘅。咁另外一種意思咧，佢就唔淨止，因為執取咧係呢個好強嘅時候，令到我哋影響我哋投生嗰陣時，影響我哋投生咧，同時咧又不停做一啲新嘅業嘅，投生咗之後咧不停做一啲新嘅業嘅。咁教授咧就舉例啦，譬如我哋好中意食，譬如新鮮嘅雞啊，或者燒雞啊。咁我用一個比較貼切中國人嘅例子啦，我哋中意食新鮮嘅魚啦，咁樣咧雞可能我哋唔會劏咗，我哋燒佢啦。咁我哋中國人中意食海鮮，一定新鮮嘅，咁咧一定要殺生嘅，因為我哋太貪心，太中意食新鮮嘢啦，咁我哋就會殺生。咁 同埋做咗一啲呢啲業咧，暫時未有果報嘅時候咧，去到將來咧果報成熟咧，亦都係會令到我哋求生嘅，係唔同嘅界別。
Okay, you please show the number 1 again. So I try to explain to them so that they can understand better. So here we say in the past life, because of ignorance, avijja, so the people or living beings, they perform both evil actions and good actions. So you produce, so this sankhara means the rebirth producing pollution or karma formation. We say you produce the karma. So in the past life. Now when this karma produce result, so this karma produce result, so in the present life, vijnana, rebirth consciousness, and then the rebirth consciousness and life continue are produced, this vijnana. And also when vijnana arises, nama rupa, associated mental factors, and rupa, the karma born materiality also arise. So actually this vijnana, nama rupa are produced by this sankhara, by this karma, not produced by this karma. Now you come to the present existence. So we say now you perform, so you go down here, number 7. So in this present life, when you have the craving, because of the craving and the grasping, that is strong craving, so we say you perform new actions again. So you produce the karma again. This is the same as karma formation, the same as the sankhara. So there we use the word sankhara, here we use the word karma bhava. They mean the same thing. They mean the same thing. So what I like to tell you is, whenever we perform an action, so this avijja, ignorance, and craving, and grasping, they are the background forces. Always the background forces. So in the past, because of these 3 forces, you perform various actions. In the present life, because of these 3 forces, we are performing various actions again. Because the Buddha, he described one cause and one effect. He separated. He said in the past life, because of avijja, ignorance, you perform various actions. But in the present life, he said, because of craving and the grasping, you perform various actions again. But both are correct. But actually, when we combine together, because of ignorance, craving, and grasping, people are performing both evil actions and good actions. So when you say you want to eat roasted chicken, so roasted chicken does not exist because only mentally, materially exists. Now it is ignorance that gives you the wrong vision. Oh, roasted chicken exists. It is very tasty. So because of that you crave for it. And when the craving becomes stronger, it becomes grasping, then you kill the chicken and you roast it. And the same thing, like celestial existence, celestial, the sensual pleasure, do not exist. Because ignorance makes us to believe, the sensual pleasure, the celestial existence exists, so craving, you want to become the celestial being. And grasping, when you become very grasping, you perform very beautifully. So you can see, that's very beautiful. These are the 3 forces for all living beings to perform various actions.
咁教授咧就上次講清楚啦，俾大家睇清楚係乜嘢咧？咁如果我哋行翻去第1嗰度咧，我哋講咧係源於無明咧，我哋過去生咧，因為無明咧，我哋做咗啲業而家成熟咗咧，就有結生心啦。除咗結生心之外咧，即係第2咧，源於無明咧，就以前就有我哋做咗啲業啦，我哋嘅私心所做咗業。喺第2咧就講喺今生咧，因為咧我哋嘅 過去嘅業成熟咧，我哋就有結生心。第三咧就係因為我哋有結生心生起咧，我哋咧就有呢個業生識啦，我哋嘅識法啦就會生起啦。咁同埋我哋身識都會生起啦。同埋咧，我哋亦都有呢個名色入邊嘅色，我哋講咗啦。呢個名法咧就係我哋嘅除咗結生心之外咧，我哋跟住仲有譬如果報心啊、一大扎心同埋心所，都喺投生嘅時候結生嗰當下咧就已經具足㗎啦。咁咧就形成咗今生嘅即係呢個故事啦，呢個眾生啦，跟住佢有我哋有名色啦，又有六處啦等等嘅。咁去到第七咧，頭先我哋講緊第七咧，就係因為咧我哋第八咧就係因為我哋有貪愛同埋有執取咧。今生咧，因為我哋貪愛咧，即係因為我哋有受啊、有足啊等等咧，因為我哋又係因為今生嘅我哋嘅貪愛咧，我哋嘅執取咧，我哋又繼續去做業啦。咁無論我哋係因為做嘅惡業啦，或者我哋因為執取貪愛而做嘅善業咧，都令到我哋將種下嘅種子，將來咧繼續投生嘅。但係咧，我哋所做嘅所有嘅嘢咧，其實背後咧都係因為無明、貪愛同埋執取咧，喺背後推動我哋嘅私心所去做嘅。咁頭先即係所以做過去生係咁，今生亦係咁。咁咧，所以教授頭先就舉例咧，就講我哋而家嚟講咧，我哋想食燒雞啊。咁其實燒雞喺呢個究竟法入邊存唔存在咧？燒雞唔存在，不過係個名色而法嚟嘅。但係因為無明咧，我哋睇唔到。咁我哋咧譬如我哋嘅覺受係好嘅，我哋都唔理，我哋貪求執著呢啲嘢，咁咧就令到我哋去貪，我哋去殺生啦，或者我哋去搏命揾錢啦，想食燒雞啊。咁咧亦都係因為咧，譬如另外咧，頭先舉個例子就係，如果我哋想投生做天人，搏命做善事，咁係緬甸比較多啲啦。咁咧，咁係因為亦都係因為貪嘅，同埋執取嘅，唔係因為真心嘅。咁咧，但係天人存唔存在咧？其實都唔存在嘅。喺究竟法入面，天人唔存在嘅，不過係名法色法嚟嘅。但係因為無明咧，我哋唔會諗到天人天界係名法色法，我哋諗起係一個勁享受嘅地方，我哋想去。咁所以我哋無論做乜嘢咧，呢個背景咧都係因為無明、貪同埋執取令到我哋去做嘅。
Now again, when the karma produces result, now it produces, we say, rebirth consciousness and associated manufactures, and also karmaja, non-karma born materiality. So, not this karma, it produces these three things. So we call them the consciousness, manufactures, and the karma born materiality. So when you get this, the mentality and materiality, you get 5 aggregates. So 5 aggregates constitute a living being. So such a living being. Now as sankhara produce these 3 things, vijnana, the consciousness, manufactures, and karma born materiality, in the present life. Now in the present life we perform new karma again, we say, the karma bhava is the karma we produce in this life. And this karma bhava will produce not the same thing, just like that. Not the same thing, just like it will produce rebirth consciousness, vijnana, and associated manufactures. And then the karma born materiality. But he doesn't repeat again. He doesn't say repeat again. So these things are called rebirth process, we call it. So when he say this is the upapatti bhava, rebirth process means the production of that vijnana, nama rupa. Vijnana and nama rupa will arise again. No? So when you produce rebirth consciousness and mental factors, so a baby start to be formed. And it has to be conceived in the mother's womb. Mother's womb conceived there. So we call it rebirth. When you get rebirth consciousness, it's rebirth process now. Then you have to be born. So after you are born, you grow old, and then we call aging. And finally, aging here, and finally you die. Come here, you die. So this will follow. If you if these the consciousness, mental factors, and the karma born materiality, these are born. The person is being conceived in the mother's womb now. So it is conceived in the mother's womb. So then after 9 or 10 months, you will be born. And then you will get old, and then finally you die. That is what we understand. But according to Abhidhamma, so this consciousness and mental factors, they arise together and dissolve together. And they have three the stages. They are arising, they are existing, and they are dissolving or perishing. So this arising of this mentality is called birth. Jati is birth. That is, you are born. When that consciousness arises, you are born. And they exist for just some moment here. So during existing, you are aging, and that is called aging, actually, aging. And then when it dissolves, that means you die. So we are actually born at every conscious moment, and we are growing old, and then we die. When that consciousness dissolves, we die. But the Dhamma produces another consciousness and mental factor. So we are born again. So according to Abhidhamma, we are being born every conscious moment, and we are dying every conscious moment. And that's why he say this karma bhava. So world produce jati, dependent on rebirth producing karma. That karma, rebirth producing karma, that karma bhava, the same as sankhara, arises rebirth in the future life. And that rebirth, jati, rebirth, again it will produce jati pacaya, jara marana soka prideva dukkha domanasa upayasa sambhavanti. Dependent on rebirth, arise old age means aging, and then death, and then the soka, marana is death, jara is aging. So this rebirth will produce aging, death, soka is worry, prideva is lamentation, dukkha is bodily pain, domanasa grief or mental pain, and upayasa despair. So thus arises the whole mass of suffering again in the future. So when karma produces a new existence, so this process will always repeated. You are born, you are growing old, you die, and during this existence, you also encounter like worry, lamentation, pain, grief, despair in every life. So that is what the Buddha described here.
咁我哋頭先咧都係講到第9啦，就係緣於隨咧由有生起，咁有咧有業有同埋身有啦。咁個業有咧就同頭先第2個嗰個無明緣行啦咁咧就行緣呢個意識啦，行緣識啦係一樣嘅，即係重複我哋投生嗰陣時嗰個過程啦。就係因為我哋而家做嘅業咧，或者過去生做嘅業咧，令到咧我哋結生有個結生心，呢個就係咧第2啦，緣於行識生起。同時咧，因為有呢個結生嘅心生起嘅時候咧，我哋亦都同時咧就有業生識，結生嗰一剎那咧有業生識，同埋其他嘅心同埋心所一齊生起嘅。咁所以咧呢個過程咧係有係我哋今生做嘅嘢咧，去翻頭先。我哋今生做嘅喺第9嗰度咧，佢包含咗咧就係業有同埋身有。咩係身有咧？就係因為我哋無明同埋愛同埋執取咧而做嘅心嘅業。我哋做嘅心嘅業咧， 當佢哋因果成熟啦，唔係喺呢一世咧，係譬如喺以後，佢會重複嗰個第一同埋第二、第三嗰個過程，結生嘅過程。咁所以咧就係不停咁樣重複啦，呢個就係叫投生啦，就係呢個過程啦。即係而家做嘅嘢，將來成熟咧就會重複翻呢個輪迴啦，呢個循環嘅。咁咧頭先教授咧去到第9章圖表咧就有講咧，我哋結生嘅時候咧係我哋見到咧我哋用阿毗達摩嘅睇法咧，我哋結生心生起嘅時候咧，我哋結生心生起時候咧，跟住咧就係有份心啦，不停咁樣有其他嘅心識生起啦。咁係我哋嘅生命完結嘅時候咧，就會有呢個死亡心嘅。咁咧，當我哋講成個人生過程咧，我哋就會話，我哋投胎嘅時候咧結生心，跟住咧我哋就會成長啦，咁去到老咧就會死啦。咁呢個係一般人嘅睇法啦。但係喺阿毗達摩入邊睇咧，其實我哋每一個意識咧，佢都有生住滅呢個過程嘅。每一個生住滅咧，佢咧都會有相應嘅業生識產生嘅。亦都呢啲業生識亦都係生滅啦。咁同埋咧，佢亦都會有啲其他嘅色法生滅嘅，同埋生鎖啦。呢張圖冇寫到生鎖，但係我哋知道一定係有一大扎嘅生鎖，跟住每個生滅緊嘅。咁所以以阿毗達摩嘅睇法嚟講咧，其實我哋嘅生滅咧就係每一個意識生住滅。咁咧佢係住嘅時候咧，就可能已經開始有問題啦，即係好似我哋嘅老啊病啊，咁我哋會住嘅過程咧，亦都係有老同埋衰敗嘅過程，直至到我哋滅咧就係相等同我哋嘅死亡啦。咁其實阿毗達摩嚟睇咧，我哋嘅一生咧，其實就係每一個剎那，每一個意識生住滅之後咧，我哋就係另外一個心生起嘅時候，就係另外一個生命嚟嘅。咁咧講翻呢個第10，講翻呢個本書咧297頁咧。咁第10咧就係話咧，因為我哋而家講翻咧，因為我哋嘅有咧，因為我哋作個新嘅業咧，我哋嘅生業咧，生有咧，即係第9啦，我哋業有同埋生有咧，因為我哋現生做嘅業咧，就會導致我哋將來咧再有新嘅投生產生嘅。咁咧，所以咧源於有咧生起啦，咁源於生咧。新嘅生命嘅時候咧，我哋咧就會有呢個老啦、死啦、愁啦、悲啦、苦啦、憂啦同埋惱生起嘅。咁其實呢一大扎咧就係即係一大扎嘅苦咧，不如意咧生起咧喺我哋嘅而家同埋將來嘅生命當中嘅。
So in this level of soul relations, the Buddha described 3 existences, only 3 existences. So you be sure to know one again. So we say in the past life, because of this ignorance, all living beings, they perform various actions, produces karma formations. So when these karma formations bear result, so we are produced in the present life. All living beings, they are produced in the present life. So in the present life, vijnana, consciousness, and then nama rupa, mentality, materiality arises. So we are born in this present existence. And also, when all these nama rupa, mentality, material arises, we get the 6 internal bases. So this also represents the 6 sense door. And then the external sense object come in contact, producing phassa, and phassa will produce vedana feeling. And also when feeling, the pleasant feeling arises, so the tanha craving also arises. So when the craving becomes very strong, it becomes grasping. And when, because of this craving and grasping, so we say, we perform new karmas again. So, the upadana is grasping. Because of this grasping now, we perform new actions, both moral actions and immoral actions. So we produce the karma formations again, karma bhava. So when this karma bhava formation give rise to the bad result, then we are reborn in the future existence. So when we are born in the future existence, so this bhava is still karma, the karma formation, this karma bhava is karma formation. So when it produces, so the new existence, so again we'll repeat all these things. So it will produce vijnana, nama, rupa, sanghayana, all this will be repeated. And also when vijnana, the nama, rupa, material arises, we call it the jati part. And in their while they are existing, we call it is jara, aging. And when they dissolve, we call it is marana, death. And also in each existence, we have to encounter like worry, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. And this goes on life after life. So you can see it can be, because in every new life, you get the sixth sense door, sixth sense object come in contact. It produces the contact, produces feeling, feeling produces craving, craving produces grasping, grasping produces new formation, actions again, karma bhava again. So this karma will produce another existence again. So we shall be born again and again, endlessly. As we can go endlessly to the future, we can also go back endlessly to the past. So this process is being repeated for many existences already in our life.
咁咧，教授咧就總結啦。我哋咧呢一個11個連結咧，即係佢因緣法咧，其實包含咗我哋嘅過去生啦、現在生同埋將來生嘅，係一個濃縮版啦。咁我哋睇翻啦，係因為過去生咧源於無明咧，我哋做咗啲業，呢啲業咧喺今生成熟嘅時候咧，就產生咗我哋嘅自身心同埋相應嘅明法同埋色法。因為咧，我哋有咗明法色法之後咧，我哋慢慢咧，我哋個六內處咧就成熟咗啦。我哋成熟咗之後咧，我哋出咗世之後咧，我哋嘅六根門同出邊嘅六境相接觸咧，就會有，因為有接觸就會有感受啦，因為有感受就有愛同埋執取，因為有愛同埋執取咧，同埋無明咧，我哋咧仍然會做新嘅業啦。咁呢啲新嘅業咧，喺呢一生我哋不停咁做啦，我哋每個人而家都做緊啦。咁咧，當呢啲新嘅業成熟嘅時候咧，就會導致我哋將來生嘅投生啦。咁將來生嘅投生咧，跟住第10嗰陣時咧，就係講緊將來啦。當我哋而家做嘅業，我死咗之後成熟嘅時候咧，我哋咧其中一個業咧，或者過去生嘅業咧成熟之後啦，我哋就會有新嘅生命。我哋嘅新嘅生命就會點咧？就重複第2個連結啦，因為我哋今生做嘅嘢咧，我哋都有結生生起啦，同埋我哋嘅名色生起嘅。無論我哋投生係咩界別、咩眾生都係咁噶啦。咁之後咧，我哋就有咗五蘊，有咗五蘊之後咧，我哋又繼續去有呢個六處啦，繼續有呢個受啦、貪愛啦、執取啦，繼續做新嘅業，善業或者不善業。咁當我哋有新嘅生命嘅時候咧，我哋必然咧都會有呢個老死愁啦、悲啦、苦啦、愛啦、憂啦、惱啦，同埋呢啲嘢生起嘅。咁咧我哋咧就重複，不停咁樣重複，直至到咧，直至到永恆，不停咁樣去輪迴啦。咁咧，咁教授講係 endless 啦，即係話冇止境嘅。係將來一生一生咁樣不停咁做嘢咧，就會一生一生咁樣繼續去輪迴啦。咁因為我哋將來係無止境嘅咁樣輪迴，亦都可以講我哋過去咧係無止境咁樣做過嘅，已經做過無止境咁多次啦。咁所以咧就呢個咧就係我哋嘅存在嘅狀況。
So we better recite together this Pali, because it is good to recite it every day when you say prayers. Because if you understand about the causal relations that produce life after life, also if you can contemplate, understand the meaning also, So it will make you to be mature, to become enlightened, very soon. So we just read just one more, all together. Avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana, vijnana paccaya nama rupa, nama rupa paccaya sanlayatana, sanlayatana paccaya hasso, hassa paccaya vedana, vedana paccaya tanha, tanha paccaya upadana, upadana paccaya bhava, bhava paccaya jati, jati paccaya jara-marana, soka parideva dukkha domanasa, upayasa Sambhavanti. Well, it's nice to recite everything. Okay, now.
我哋頭先咧，即係教授帶住我哋咧去背誦呢個巴利文嘅，咁教授鼓勵我哋咧，每日都去背誦呢樣嘢。
So here we explain only briefly. Now we have to explain in detail here. So each condition. So we go to the first condition. So avijja paccaya sankhara. We say avijja causes or conditions sankhara to arise. Now we have to explain what is this avijja. Avijja is ignorance or delusion. Essentially it is moha, the mental factor that we call moha, present in the 12 akusala citta. So in all those 12 immoral minds, moha is present. Moha is present. And moha is the ignorance is the leader of immoral mental factors. So when we say it makes us ignorant. That means it makes us to be ignorant of the true nature of sense objects. So in Abhidhamma we define the moha as ignorance, and it blinds us not to know the true nature of sense objects. So the sense objects refer to all living beings and non-living things. They are all sense objects. And because we are blinded by the ignorance, we don't know the true nature of the sense object. We think, human being exists, like the animals exist, and like the inanimate, the non-living things also exist. So that is, we get the wrong vision, the wrong delusion. So we already explained in the introduction, like human beings, living beings and inanimate things do not really exist in the ultimate sense. So in the conventional sense, they exist. Not like all as we believe, they exist. There is, according to our sense perception, we think we exist. The Buddha said there is conventional truth, conventional, not accepted. But in the ultimate sense, only mentality, materiality exists. And these mentality, materiality, the ultimate things, no form, no shape. No shape. So we cannot see them. So we don't know. We don't know. That what really exists is only mentality, materiality. And they are rising, dissolving very rapidly. So they have the characteristics of impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha. So you understand dukkha? So these mental modality, we regard them as our body and mind. And we are very attached to them. We love this body and mind. Now they are dying all the time. When we say they are impermanent, they are dying all the time. So when you know you are dying all the time, you happy? You are not happy. So there is what we call it suffering. Not to be tortured by the incessant dissolution of this mental immateriality really amounts to suffering. So when the Buddha, he saw like that, he cannot ignore, deny, argue with the Buddha. It is correct. It is correct. And non-self. Non-self, no person, because it's mental materiality, no form, no shape. So when you can develop the right concentration, and you can see this arguing that this body disappears, do not exist anymore. Only this mentality arising and dissolving. Where the body? Where the person? Where I? Nowhere. And this mentality, materiality, as soon as they arise, they absorb. Everything dissolves. No permanent entity exists that can be called the soul, that can be called the self, or the jiva, the atta, no such thing. So the Buddha said, no self, no I. Only the cause-effect relation of this mental materiality, they are dissolving, arising, only that exists. No? So when we don't know about the true nature of the mental materiality, so we don't know the full noble truth. The Buddha said, every existence is suffering. We don't know. Because when we don't know the real nature, we take the opposite thing to be true. So instead of impermanent, we say we are permanent. Since we are born, we are still alive now. We are permanent. So not suffering, very enjoyable to enjoy the Chinese noodle in the Chinese movie, very enjoyable, pleasant. Instead of suffering, we say, joy, not pleasant. And then they say, no self. Oh, I exist, it is I, you are here, I. So we take it. And we also think that, we are beautiful, my beloved one, my wife, my sweetheart, very beautiful, the most beautiful. So the Buddha said, no person is beautiful. No person is beautiful. Remember, you can take this universe. So don't judge from outside appearance. If you want to know the true nature, analyze this universe. Head, hair, body, hair, nails, teeth, skin, and then flesh, bone, the sinew, and then excrement, the pus, the blood, and all things. Examine each part. Every part is totally disgusting. So it is asura actually. But we think very beautiful. So when we think that, so we say, enjoying sense pleasure is very good. So it's just delusion. We are living in the delusion, and we are thinking this sense pleasure to be real happiness. And they are not real happiness, because this pleasure, the Buddha said, is just pleasant feeling. And this pleasant feeling, as soon as you like it, is over. And you are happy, actually you do not exist. What really happy is that greed, lobha. Greed, because it's satisfied. It's very happy. And you think you are happy. But this greed, as soon as it gets what it desires, it craves for another thing. Another thing. You have to see every day, you have to eat this, to eat this. This food is not good, another food. So that means you have to walk the whole life. Just walking to satisfy this greed. You are the servant of the greed, not the greed. You don't know that. And the greed will send you to the woeful state. To the woeful state, we don't know that. So we are living in the delusion, in the elusive world, we say. So, and because of that, we don't know the full noble truth. When you don't know the truth of the noble truth of suffering, you cannot know the cause that produces suffering. And you do not know that, how do you know how that is the cessation of suffering? And then, the noble part that leads to the cessation, you don't know the full noble truth. And then, because the ignorance blinded us, we don't know our past existence, the Buddha said. And we don't know our future existence also. And we don't know from what existence we come to this existence. And from here, what existence we shall go, we don't know. And we don't know this causal source of the dependent origination. So these are the 8, the important department blinded by ignorance. So now here we say there are 8 important objects or departments which are blinded or covered by avijja, ignorance, so that their true nature is not known. So these are dukkha satya, the noble truth of suffering, samudaya satya, the noble truth of the cause of suffering, nirodha satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, magga satya, the noble truth of the path that leads to the cessation of suffering, that is to nibbana, and the past khanda ayatana groups. So ordinarily we say you don't know the past existences. So the past existences, you have lived many past existences. No, we don't know them. So the past existence actually exists only in the conventional sense, conventional truth. According to our perception, we say the past existence. In reality, no existence. Only mentality, materiality arising, dissolving, we say. So this mentality, materiality, yesterday, we describe them as 5 aggregates. They are khanda, the 5 aggregates. And then ayatana means the 12 bases. So we don't know the past, the 5 aggregates and the bases. And also we don't know the future existence. So we don't know the future, the aggregates and the bases, the mentality, materiality. And the front end and the rear end of the present, the khanda and ayatana groups mean we don't know from past existence. We come to the present existence, and from this existence to what future existence that we go, we don't know. And then we don't know this parijjas upada also relation, which include karma and its result. We don't know this. So these are the 8 important departments, the blinded by ignorance. So if we want to get rid of all these defilements that arise in our mind, that are torturing us, so they are burning our mind, they are inflicting our mind all the time, only we don't know. So if you want to get rid of them, so you have to open up all these things, all these 8 departments. That means you have to undertake this threefold training of morality, concentration, and vipassana, to see all these that are blinded by ignorance. When you see all of them, that is ignorance do not exist in your mind anymore. You can get rid of ignorance. If you can get rid of ignorance, craving, the cause of suffering, cannot arise anymore. Because when you know the Four Noble Truths, even if you know the First Noble Truth, that there existence is real suffering. So when it is really suffering, you know it, craving no more. Craving will not crave for the suffering.